We'll start by showing how to get started with RAYVN. If you've been chosen to use RAYVN, you will receive an email when your user is created. The sender of this email will be RAYVN service, and the email will look like this. The email will contain a link, and you have to click the link to set a password for your user account. Your username is the same as your email address, the one that you received the previous email at, and the password is decided by you. So the link from the email will take you to the page where you can set your own password. When you've set a password, click Set Password, and you will be sent to the regular login page where you can log in for the first time. From the login page, you will fill out your email and now password, and then click Continue to log in. The first section that will be presented to you is a control check to verify your information and complete your registration. If there's any wrong or missing information, you can correct it here. You also get the opportunity to upload a profile picture if you want to do so. When you're done, click Save Settings and start using RAYVN. You've now completed the registration of your profile, and from now on, you'll only need your login credentials to log into the account. The next time you log in, you don't need to follow a link from an email. You can log in directly from our website, rayvn.global. At the top of the page, to the right, you can see a section called Customer Login. And if you click there, you'll be taken directly to the login page. You can also use app.rayvn.global for easy access to the login page. The dashboard is the first thing you'll see when you log into RAYVN. Here, you will see a complete overview of all active logs that your user has access to. There's one section for real incidents and another section below for exercises. It should be easy to distinguish between real incidents and exercises. There's also two ways you can see the logs that you have access to, either presented like this in a card view or in a list view. If your user is added as an account admin, group admin, or log manager, you can start new logs by selecting New, or New Exercise to create a new exercise. RAYVN will be the same exact way if you start exercises or if you start real logs. The only difference is how they're presented on the dashboard and the types of notifications that goes out. If you're logging in for the first time in an empty account, you'll notice that there's no active logs and there's also no existing material in the account. As the administrator, you'll have to fill in the content you need by yourself in the settings. The settings is located in the lower left corner by the gear wheel. What settings you can access from here will depend on the kind of access level your user has been given. Behind the gear icon, you'll see a list of different options. The number of options you'll have access to depends on your user access level. At the top, we can see a section called General. Here, you'll find settings that are valid for the entire account. Under this, we can see the section called Privacy Center. Here, you can administer information about different users and choose to remove it or download the information about the user after the user has been deleted from the account. Then we'll find the account settings. Here you can administer emergency response plans and users, among other things. And lastly, we'll see the archive. In the archive, you'll be able to find a complete overview of the logs that you have started in the account. If necessary, you can also download logs or reopen closed logs. The first section of the settings is called General, and this section shows the settings that are connected to the entire account. To access these settings, your user must have the access level Account Admin. In the General section, you will now see several subsections. The first section is called General, and then we have Log Settings, Logo, License Information, Rooms, Sub-Incident Types, Integrations, and Custom Fields. All these sections reflect content that is valid for the entire account, through all groups in the hierarchy. If you make any changes to these settings, the changes will be valid for the entire account and not just the group that your user is connected to. Let's walk through the sections. From the section called General, you can change the name of the account and select the language for system messages in the account. You can also define the exercise prefix that will be connected to all exercise logs. Beyond this, you can also set a standard map position by writing an address, writing in coordinates, or select a position in the map by dragging the marker. Standard map position is the position that your map will be centered around, unless you select a specific location when starting a new log. Log settings. Here, you can decide whether or not you want to activate the option of being able to edit log entries or not, and you can also select if you want to sort incoming shared log entries from the time that they were created in the source log. In addition to this, you may also choose to activate the level functionality or sort the incident overview section order. In addition to this is where you select what logs tools should be set as the default in the toolbar of all the new logs. It's important to note that if needed, participants of a log can add or remove the log tools that they need in each specific log. Logo. Here, you can upload the logo for your organization. Remember that the logo should be formatted in a 1:1 ratio in order to fit correctly on reports. The logo you uploaded in this section will be attached to all your downloadable logs. License information. Here, you can see the license deal that is valid for your account. You can find information about the number of users in your account, as well as responders, contacts, and teams in your account. Rooms. Here, you can administer rooms in your account. Sub-incident types. Here, you can define the different sub-incident types that are available in your account. Note that these will be available for all groups in your account. We're going to talk more about rooms and sub-incidents in a later video. Here, you can set up and see the current integrations that RAYVN provides. If you want to use any of these integrations, you can activate them from here. These come at a separate cost. Custom fields. If you need to add information about your users, responders, and contacts that is not available in the form you fill in the account settings, you can create your own custom fields to say something about your users from here. These sections will be attached to every single user, responder, and contacts, and you have to fill in the values of all of these sections. Privacy Center. In the Privacy Center, you can administer the information regarding your personnel in RAYVN to ensure user privacy is maintained. If necessary, you can use the Privacy Center to remove names of users where they have been mentioned in logs. In the Privacy Center, you can also search for the name of a user to see what logs they've participated in and all the log entries they have been mentioned in. You can choose to anonymize the data connected to the user, and you can also choose to download all the data connected to a user. To access the Privacy Center, your user must have the account admin access level. Archive. All logs in RAYVN are documented. That means that every log, exercise or not, can be found in the archive. However, this is only possible for an administrator, which means that your user must have the access level account admin or group admin to access the archive. Here, you can see all logs that have been started in the account. If we start from the top, we can see that there's actually two different archives in this section. If we choose message logs, we'll see a specific archive for SMSs that have been sent from RAYVN. If a message has not been delivered to the recipient, you'll be able to see that here. Let's now go back to the log archive and take a further look. The top section we will see in the log archive is made to help you filter out and sort the logs in your account. If your account has a group hierarchy, we can search for which groups we want to see the logs from. We can also search for specific log titles, and this can make it easier to find logs that have changed names during the duration of the log. We can also search for logs based on specific log templates. Beyond this, we can also search for logs created in a certain time slot. We will then select two dates, the beginning and the end of the period in which we want to limit our search results. Beyond that, we can also search for open logs and closed logs, or show both open and closed logs. And we can also define whether we have an exercise log or a regular log that we're looking for. If we take a look below these sections, we can see all the listed logs, listed from latest to oldest in descending order. We'll see the name of the log, when the log was created, and when the log was closed. In addition to this, we will see two buttons on the far right side of each log. From here, we can either choose to download the log or we can choose to reopen a closed log. Both of these options can be beneficial in terms of evaluation after the incident has ended. Everything is recorded in the log, and after the log is closed, it can be downloaded in a final report. But often, it can also be easier to review the log while viewing the log as it was used in the platform during the ongoing incident. Account settings. The account settings is where most of the organization is set up. And if your user has access level group admin or account admin, you'll likely spend a lot of time in the account settings. The structure of the account settings is created with several categories and sections, and each category has its own folder. In the account settings, you can administer users, responders, contacts, and contact lists. You can set up and edit stakeholder connections, and you can create different kinds of templates, such as log templates, meeting templates, report templates, and message templates. You can also create things such as sites, tags, and resources that should be available in your group. If needed, everything created in the account settings can be made available to one specific group or to several groups. In the account settings, you can also administer the hierarchy of the account. You can create subgroups, edit the group that you're currently in, and control the API connections of the account. In summary, the account settings is where you can administer most of the content in the account. Since we've defined different content in several folders, we can look ahead and start learning on how we can work more efficiently and how we can quickly locate where the things we've defined are placed. In the top right corner, we can find the account search. This can be used to search for content in the account and locate where it has been placed. This function gives you access to see where content has been placed and when it's not in the same group as you. The search bar will start searching as soon as we open the search bar. We'll see a list of all content separated in each group in the account, and you can expand every folder to see the content it holds. The account search also works as a shortcut. If you have access to different groups in your hierarchy, you can also click on the content that you want to be taken to, and be taken directly to that section of the hierarchy. The search bar is always available in the top right corner of the screen, no matter what folder or group you're currently working in.